These may be simple principles that I go over in this message today, but how often do we neglect the simple? How often do we complicate what God has made simple? A second thing that Christians need to stop doing: stop feeding your mind with trash. Stop feeding your mind with trash. Philippians chapter 4, verse 8. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. There is a computer adage, G-I-G-O. G-I-G-O. It means garbage in, garbage out. Garbage in, garbage out. We have been hearing about smartphones and technology, but really smartphones are misnamed. They're not really smartphones. They make people stupid when they're addicted to them and the nonsense that can come out of them. There's a lot of trash out there on the internet. You must be selective about what you allow to go into you. I remember in Sunday school we used to sing the song, "Be careful little feet where you go. Be careful little feet where you go. For the Father up above, He is looking down in love, so be careful little feet where you go." And another verse was, "Be careful little mouth what you speak." And most of us were missing our two front teeth. So instead of saying mouth, we said mouse. Be careful little mouse what you speak. Be careful little mouse what you speak. And then another verse was, "Be careful little eyes what you see. Be careful little eyes what you see, for the Father up above, He is looking down in love, so be careful little eyes what you see." Be careful on what you allow to go into you. You have to be selective. We must be careful of everything we allow in our minds, that we allow our minds to feed on. You may not realize it, but those things you allow in are shaping your thoughts. In the long run, these things will end up influencing your behavior. The things that you let in, that you dwell on and meditate on and do not compare to what God's word says, they will shape you. If you find your emotions out of balance, or you don't like the way you are responding to those around you, then it may result from the things that you're feeding your mind. The way you behave has a lot to do with the things that you have allowed into you, that has shaped you. It could mean it's time to turn off that channel. Stop watching that video, that movie. Do you think what you watch, what you feed on, does affect you? According to a newspaper, in the late 1980s in Hong Kong, a man was walking near a military firing range, the place where they all aim their guns and test their weapons and improve their aim. He was walking near this firing range, and he found a 66 millimeter anti-tank rocket, an unexploded tank rocket. This man was a gun enthusiast. So he brought this unexploded rocket home. He polished the live rocket, and this live rocket contained ounces of high explosive. And he placed it on top of his television set as a decoration in his house, this unexploded rocket. One day during a probe of attempted robbery charges, the police searched the 22-year-old man's apartment and found and confiscated the rocket. Had that rocket ever fired, it would have completely demolished his apartment. Why would someone willfully bring such a deadly force into their living room? Why would you bring something that deadly into your living room? Few people have explosives on top of their televisions, but they have a lot more dangerous things coming from their televisions. Dangerous ideas, dangerous thinking, ways and behaviors that are contrary to the things of God. The things that we watch in movies, the things that we watch on our cell phones, those things are more dangerous than any explosive when we allow those thoughts to come into us and shape our behavior. They bring spiritual danger themselves to our families, so we have to really be careful and selective about what we watch on Facebook, on Twitter, on Snapchat, on all of these different providers. They can be sources of information, great information, useful information, but they can also be sources of death and destruction if we are not careful.